time lapse video was us stuffing this motor. Right now it is in the negatives and it is very cold, and I still have my coat on because I'm chilled. We got it regulated to 68, 67, and this should be kicking on any minute now. But yeah, we got this stuffed. We got to make some adjustments on the skid pan. These got a little bit deeper of a pan all the way forward versus a crate. I'm super excited for this. I can't wait. I got to move my battery though, because my dry sump tank has to mount where the battery is. I'm sure I've said that already. So we got some adjustments to make for sure. We actually pulled the crate out and I just put it over here with this other stuff for now. This is kind of my little corner that I claimed a little bit, I guess. And then we actually have our hauler backed in because we were going to unload everything out of it in here, like stuff we would use to put Casey's car together with, but it's been so frigid we do not want to open up the door. So not this week, or not next week, or maybe that weekend. It's supposed to be in the 50s, high 50s again. So maybe we'll do that. But yeah, I pulled my radiator, my nose back off. I didn't have the nose bolted down, just for more room. It kind of gets a little tight in here with the nose. But yeah, I'm stoked. I know my dad's pretty stoked. We're all stoked. We have this up for sale. Probably $8,500 is our bottom dollar. It has 15 nights on it since fresh. We are willing to trade the crate engine for a spec and a full dry sump system with headers. That is an option. We'll trade iron for iron too, or we'll just take cash. So there's a couple people who have contacted us about it. We're not quite sure how serious they are, but time will tell, I guess, when they come to pick it up. But yeah, I suppose I should keep going. We still got a lot more work to do. I'm getting tired. I just got back from getting something to eat. But yeah, I'm thankful for this warm shop because it is not fun outside at all. Which is why that pusher truck is in here, because it was having some problems. It ran the battery dead like twice, 3 times, ruined one battery. So we finally figured out what was going on with it. So we got it in here. We got quite a bit of snow actually. It snowed for another day and a half. Of course, we pushed all this snow back here. I'd say a good 5 inches of snow we got with bitter cold and wind. I'm letting that run because it's cold outside, and yeah, I'm a pansy. I mean, I live here, but sometimes this state just manages to push you to your limits, and you're done. You're tired of it. But I'm glad we got a warm shop to come into. I remember months, years ago, being able to blow steam out of my mouth, even with the heater going when it was not insulated. I can't believe we did that. Wearing coveralls and working, I can't believe we put up with it. That's how driven we are to work on this stuff, and you know, no matter the elements, you know, I guess. But it's a lot better now. We've come a long ways, and I mean a long ways. So I'm gonna keep messing with this thing, tinkering on it a little bit. We need to wash the dry sump stuff, so we'll probably do that. I need to finish getting it bolted in, and then basically after that stuff's all clean, we start hanging lines and hooking lines up, and the bolt-ons and the radiator and carburetor and a little bit of fire. But we got a ways to go. I'm so glad that engaged. Well, about as far as we're gonna make it tonight. Did pretty dang good. The tank's next.
Tank, oil filler,
Yep.
oil cooler.
Hook all the accessories up top, and the fuel line and regulator. Put the bar back in. Well, yesterday, like I said, we got pretty much everything hooked up. Just got minor details to hook up now. I got my fan spacer changed, got all that hooked up. Just keep plugging away, pretty much. Got majority of it dealt with. So, had to cut the throttle rod because it would hit the pump, and it was like super duper long, so we just whacked it off the best we could to make room. But yeah, well, we got a lot done yesterday on the car. I didn't really pick up the camera. We were just kind of in a zone and just kept going and going and going. And I overslept. I was supposed to take a power steering line this morning and have it rebuilt, and I basically failed to do so. And it snowed again last night, so basically we spent half of our day pushing snow back out again, and now the wind is blowing and it's gonna blow everything back shut. And it doesn't, we've already pushed a little bit of this, but it just kind of blew the snow around last night, and my driveway was blown in shut. My dad's was too. The shop was all blown in shut on the other side where the areas were open. And so that's kind of what we did this morning, and a few other things. Maybe some biffing, I don't know. But I just kind of made my way back in here. I still got all my stuff on, but I'll be able to take that off because it's gonna get hot. But basically I got my battery moved because the battery was in front of where the tank was supposed to mount. Got the tank bolted in, had to this fitting was on this hose and vice versa, so I had to take the hose completely out, take it over the bench, take the fitting out, change the fittings so that I could have this 45 up here away from my flap. And I put my flap in to get to that. Yeah, it's a little off, but that's okay because I needed to be able to get to these bolts and this line, even though I can still take my cap off and fill it. It's not a big deal. It's just not a very big flap, and it's a small area in general. So I'm happy with the way that turned out. Actually, it looks very nice. I got carburetor put on, and I was putting my fuel regulator, all that back together. I got all this put back on, and I broke my bracket. I'm not quite sure how I did it. It really made me mad because it kind of sucked to build. So I got to remake that. Probably right now is what I'll focus on, so I can get that hooked up. And then we're gonna have to maybe put a spacer plate on. I have no idea why that is loose. That is weird. Somebody must have been in here messing around. Anyways, I want to get that regulator, my fuel line, all hooked up. We might have to put a spacer in between here. I also that just broke, so that's nice. I'll have to get a new one of those. I actually just switched these yesterday and plumbed this in. This is water pressure. I have a water pressure gauge in there. So it looks like I get to fix that too. Come on now, cut me some slack. But other than that, everything's went together pretty well. We actually had to slide this pulley forward in order to line up with the flywheel a little bit nicer. That's all hooked up nice, throttle rod's on. It's honestly went together pretty well. And of course I took my fuel pump off of that because it is ran the right way for my lines, and I didn't have to change any of that. Radiator back in, shaker screen back in, that's all taken care of. Lower hose is on, just not clamped. Headers, I could probably most likely put this header on today if I get the bracket done. But yeah, it's going together pretty smoothly. It looks pretty awesome in the car. All the lines and stuff, they all fit really nice. Supposedly the dry sump system was built for a rocket, and it fits very well. So we gotta do the oil filter housing for the motor and the oil cooler, which is probably gonna have to go right up here. That's gonna be a task in itself. It really is. We have an idea how we want to do it to make sure that it has enough strength, it doesn't just break the decking. Probably the same way he did it on his, but other than that, yeah, we're plugging right along. If we really buckled down and we had everything we needed, it wouldn't take us half a day, and this thing would be running. We got one of the power steering lines hooked up. We just have to build one from the canister over to here because that one's too short. So that's one thing I'm gonna have to do yet. I'll take care of it first thing Monday probably. Route my oil temp sensor into the tank. I got to get a fitting for that. Just the little things, honestly. The little things take the longest, and the tedious stuff, you know, they take some time. Everything has pretty much been plug and play, so we can't complain there. We also just kind of, all right, that's done. Build a new one, even put some paint on it. Fits real nice. We're gonna have to do something different here. This is right in the way. I'm not quite sure what we're gonna have to do exactly. If we're gonna have to move this up, or if we're gonna have to put a block underneath of this to get it above. Crate motor, the intakes are shorter, and basically the hose went over the top of the fuel regulator, the fuel line, basically into the carburetor. So I think if I get a shorter hose and maybe a block. Problem is, then you're chasing bolts that are super long. This is adjustable. I have it loose right now. This is a triple pass radiator. That's why everything is on the same side. If it was a double, one would be there, one would be here, up here, and then there'd be a weld mark or an indentation in the center of it that signifies what it is, which, like that. So I don't know what would be the best way to do it. I freaking bumped this and it broke, so I gotta get a new light, so I'll have to fix that again. But I'm happy I got the regulator hooked up, got the fuel line on from the tank regulator, all of it. She's got fuel basically. So headers, cooler, oil filter, oil, she's ready to fire. So, and water, coolant, and then she's ready to fire and hook the battery up. So closer and closer and closer to everything. But I think that's gonna do it for this video. I appreciate you guys watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Share us. We're on Facebook. Just continue to follow as we get ready for the summer. Basically, it's just wait, hurry up, and wait. Catch you in the next one.